Good morning, welcome to CATEX TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. Today is Wednesday, July 6th, 2016. If you want to follow us on Twitter, please go to CATEX TV. Well, reports are surfacing in Paris that the pilots of the EgyptAir flight that crashed in the Mediterranean back in May were battling to extinguish an onboard fire. This is apparently coming as a result of an analysis of the cockpit voice recorder. The data is revealed by sources close to the investigation. It's not been made public yet, but it backs up evidence that's already been determined from the flight recorder of smoke in the cabin. Egyptian investigators have not yet ruled out any reason for the crash, including terrorism, particularly as such catastrophic fires on passenger planes are quite rare. Investigators are still analyzing the voice exchanges and no official statements have yet been made. Well, we've heard from time to time about broker facilities in the London market, but now we're hearing about an actual market facility, and not only in the London market, but in North America. General Reinsurance Corporation, a Berkshire Hathaway company, has entered into a 5-year agreement with TransRe. TransRe is going to will act as an exclusive underwriting manager on behalf of Gen Re, so essentially almost as a giant MGA for U.S. and Canadian property and casualty treaty reinsurance business produced by brokers and intermediaries. Gen Re is a direct writer. They do not deal with brokers and intermediaries. But as a result of the arrangement with TransRe, they're going to be able to get business coming from brokers and intermediaries that are placed at TransRe. You'll recall that when Ajit Jain named Kara Raguel as the new Gen Re president to succeed Tad Montrose, he indicated that it was his belief that Gen Re had sort of grown a bit stale and needed to become more relevant. This is Ms. Raguel's first effort to make the company more relevant, and a big effort indeed it is. Harrington Reinsurance Holdings has gotten off the ground now. They've completed a capital raise of about $600 million. This is the joint venture between Axis Capital and the Blackstone Group. AM Best has approved the deal, as Harrington Re has been given a financial strength rating of A-, which is excellent. Harrington appointed Axis Capital as the manager for underwriting business and appointed Blackstone as the investment manager. And they also named 30-year reinsurance veteran Bill Fisher as the CEO. Jay Nichols, the CEO of Axis Reinsurance, said, "Harrington Re is an integral part of our larger alternative capital strategy, which is designed to match the right risk with the right capital." Translation, if they can get lower cost capital, they actually might be able to write lower premium business. It all depends on the cost of the capital. Tesla Motors alerted regulators to a fatality in one of its electric cars that was in partial self-driving autopilot mode 9 days after it crashed. The company defended its decision to not make the accident public any sooner. Tesla learned about the crash of the Model S sedan in Florida shortly after the May 7th crash, and on May 16th, 9 days later, disclosed to the government news of the crash. Autopilot is one of the most advanced and most promoted Tesla technologies, which is still in beta test mode. The questions are being raised because Tesla raised about $1.46 billion from investors on May 18th. This is as the Autopilot investigation was unfolding. The company knew of the crash by the time of the capital raising, but its own investigation was not yet completed. In Tesla's defense, they were obligated to disclose the fatality to the regulators during the third quarter. That would be from July to September, but they did disclose it on May 16th, so they certainly beat that time frame. NBC, the TV network in the United States, has launched a lawsuit claiming more than $6.9 million from the Bermudan-based OneBeacon Insurance Company. OneBeacon's subsidiary, Atlantic Specialty Insurance, had underwritten a policy that had been purchased by NBC. NBC alleges a breach of a contract by OneBeacon for failing to pay out after filming of a TV series in Israel was delayed after a rocket attack by the Palestinian group Hamas back in 2014. The insurance company claims that it does not have to pay under the policy's war exclusion. This is after a suit was filed by NBC in Los Angeles. NBC said that the war exclusion doesn't apply because Hamas is not a sovereign entity. The 10-episode series was set to film mainly in Jerusalem. It was about an Israeli-based FBI agent whose investigation into an American's death led to a 2,000-year-old conspiracy. But it was ground to a halt, the filming was, after Hamas began their rocket attacks. A job boycott has shut down most of the African nation of Zimbabwe, formerly known a long time ago as Rhodesia, as discontent deepens over increased economic hardships. Harare, the capital, was deserted today as workers, including teachers and doctors, heeded calls from activists to remain at home. The internet was also shut down for most of the day. Police detained several journalists and forced them to delete pictures of skirmishes between police and Harare residents. Acts of defiance and clashes with police are quite rare in Zimbabwe, but government workers have not yet been paid for their June salaries, and they boycotted work this week. Taiwan is bracing for the region's first super-typhoon of 2016, which is expected to grow in speed and strength before it hits the island sometime tomorrow night. This would be Super-Typhoon Nepartak. Nepartak has rapidly strengthened from a tropical storm with wind speeds of about 70 miles per hour into a roaring super-typhoon with wind speeds of about 150 miles per hour that could surge even higher. The storm is expected to bring flooding rainfalls of nearly 4 inches across Taiwan when it makes landfall tomorrow. It's already generating waves of up to 40 feet in height out at sea. Food prices in Taiwan have jumped ahead of the typhoon, and you hate to see promises like this, but the Taiwanese transportation minister promised that the Taiwan International Airport would be able to withstand a direct hit from the storm. That's the news for today. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.